Kalimera pedía από τον Αύριο. I got a question quite recently about a topic that is really close to my heart, and I want to answer this question and this comment in this short video. First of all, I want to share with you the main reason why I moved here to Greece. And yes, I have shared my story before. If this is the first video you see on my channel, I invite you to watch the very first one and all the other ones that I have recorded here on this channel. I've told my story of how I relocated from the UK here to Greece back in 2010, right in the midst of the Greek crisis. And the reason why I moved here to Greece is not just because of the weather, the culture, the food, or because my wife is Greek. The main reason why I moved here to Greece is because I became a father. So when I was living in the UK and my daughter was born, the first thing I said to my wife is, book the tickets to Greece. I'm not joking. You can contact my wife and see if this is true or not. Why Greece? Well, because first of all, I love Greece. And the decision to come here to Greece was not my wife's, was mine. So the main reason why we relocated here to Greece was because we were two foreigners living in London. We decided to start a family, as you do. And then the next question is, what are we gonna do? You know, where are we gonna raise our kids? So for me, it was just a no-brainer to just move from the UK here to Greece. Having been here to Greece multiple times on a holiday and on our honeymoon, and meeting my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, and meeting my wife's extended family, aunts and cousins. And I felt like this is something that I wanted to offer to my daughter. So when it comes down to struggles that you can face here in Greece in terms of raising kids, of course, here there is many issues when it comes to bullying, you know, the internet, social or cyber bullying, and all of this. There is a struggle everywhere you go when it comes to raising kids. This is something that you cannot, I guess, escape wherever you live. However, here in Greece, because the family unit is so strong and is so tight, there is a different level of control. I'm using that word very carefully because I'm not controlling my kids by saying this, but my eldest daughter, Fedra, right now is going to turn 14 in a matter of a few weeks. So, you know, she's a teenager. And the life that I want her to experience here in Greece is one of freedom. And what I mean by that, I want her to feel secure. And, you know, depending where you live, this could take different shapes and forms. The society in England is different than the society here in Greece. And I know for a fact that northern countries, societies are a little bit different, okay? I'm not saying that they're worse or they're better, they're just different. And I don't want to offend anybody that lives in a northern country, but usually there are all of these reports about northern countries being the happiest ones, and actually countries like Greece being a very depressive country. There was a very recent report about that, which I think is complete nonsense. And, you know, in my experience, having been raised in a third world country like Venezuela, my childhood was very happy. Yes, I was not dirt poor, but I was not well off either. And I grew up in a very happy family environment. The culture and the family unit is very important. Now, I'm not saying that in England or in Finland or any other northern country, the family unit is not important. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's different the way it's been emphasized at a cultural level. And they have made films about this, right? I mentioned my big fat Greek wedding quite recently on a video. And even though it's a comedy, it does portray this idea of the family that is very strong, okay? And I believe that Italians share the same type of family culture. The Spanish, the Portuguese, the Mediterranean countries, they share this strong family unit. The truth of the matter is that Greece is a culture that is very child-centric. And I'm using this word based on what this person is writing in this comment. And this is one of the reasons why I'm very happy to raise my kids here in Greece. The fact that you can go to the playground and be with other kids and be open and feel a sense of security, right? That it's okay to talk to another kid that is in the neighborhood that you probably don't know who he is, right? But you feel safe. I do feel safe. I don't feel a sense of the danger here in Greece. And obviously I live in a very small community. But across the board here in Greece, people are very family oriented, and kids are a top priority wherever we go. Kids and the elderly as well, all right? So if I wanna grow old, I'd rather grow old in a country like Greece. I don't wanna grow old in England, all right? No disrespect to my British friends, but I'd rather grow old here in Greece because yes, the elderly people, and people of a certain age, papudes and yeyades, they have still a very important role to play in this society. And that goes back to kids and family. And hey, listen, relocating to a foreign country is no walk in a park, okay? Moving from the UK here to Greece with a newborn child is not easy. It was not easy, especially back then when we had no idea what parenting was. So if you live in a place or a country that you feel that it's not the best for your kids, it's a tough call. I completely understand, and I really sympathize with you because I think that I took that decision before I had to face this kind of things like what this person is asking me. As soon as Fedra was born, I said, like, we need to go now.
Maybe Fedra wants to go to Greece on Friday. Huh? Fedra, you want to go to Greece on Friday?
You know, and I don't even want to try in England. How is it like to be a father in England? Because in my head, I did not have that vision. And I was telling my wife that back then. I said, there is something about living here in London, or even in England in general, that I just don't have that vision. I cannot see us going with a garochi around London or around England. I just don't see it. I cannot see it. I know this might sound a little bit superstitious or a little bit woo-hoo-hoo out there, like I'm some kind of visionary, but I just couldn't see it. In my head, I didn't have that imagery of me walking around London with my baby and with my wife. I just couldn't see it. However, I could see that happening here in Greece. And as I am telling you that, my hairs are anatrichisa. I don't know if that's the right Greek word, but because I do believe that we have intuition, we have a gut feeling about certain things, about what's the right thing and what's the wrong thing, or what is something that we really want. It's about what you really, really want. As soon as I knew that I wanted to come to Greece, I was just looking for excuses in order to make that happen. So obviously, becoming a parent was a perfect excuse. And obviously, you know, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, what do you think they're gonna say? You know? Especially when it's coming from me, it's not coming from my wife. I was the one who was actually making that decision. I was the one who would make the call and say, book the tickets, arrange everything, tell your mom and tell your dad that we're leaving right now. Everything was in our favor. I had the full support of my mother-in-law and the full support of my father-in-law. They were more than happy for us to move because it's their first granddaughter, you know? So I play my cards really, really well. You might think that I was manipulating the situation, but everything was in alignment with what I wanted. I truly believe that parenting is one of the hardest things that we can do, yet it's the most satisfying job that any human can do. Now, obviously, my two daughters, they speak different languages, of course. It's a multicultural home. It's not unique. There's many people from different countries living here. In fact, I just met recently a Dutch family who have just relocated from the Netherlands here to Greece for that same reason. Because this family have been to Greece before, and they realize how important it is to be in a smaller community and have your kids grow up here in Greece. Community is a very important aspect of the Greek culture. But how do we build a strong community? It starts with a family. It starts at home. I hope this answers your question. It's a very personal thing to move a family with kids from one country to another. Nobody can convince you of doing that. Only you can take that decision if you know exactly what you want. I hope this video can help you and give you the insight and the motivation to know what you want and take that decision if that's exactly what you want to do. It's no walk in a park to move a family from one place to another and start all over again, but it's totally possible. So, thank you so much for all the love and support, and I'll see you in another video, my friend.